friends. Welcome to the Lo-Fi Lounge. Murder Most Foul, Part 2.
If you held a notebook of protest songs from Greenwich Village to the White House lawn.
The Wound Before the Tomb of Walt Whitman. You who saw the vast oceans and the peaks of the mountains, who communed with all the sailors of the world, and you who saw Christ eat the bread of his Last Supper among the young and the elders, you who saw the executioner of Europe with his axe soaked with blood, you stepped on the scaffold and the fields in which mothers cried to their dead children. Tell me if it is still possible to announce triumphant justice and deliver the lessons of the new world. I'm going to kiss your lips. They are cold and taste like the word America.
I Too by Langston Hughes. I too sing America. I am the darker brother. They send me to eat in the kitchen when company comes, but I laugh and eat well and grow strong. Tomorrow I'll be at the table when company comes. Nobody'll dare say to me, eat in the kitchen then. Besides, they'll see how beautiful I am and be ashamed. I too am America.
It just seemed unsolved, and it doesn't seem like a song that tried to solve an assassination as much as say, have we ever recovered from this moment in time? Has our country ever recovered? And was it a Pandora's box that opened up, and we're still paying the price for this murder most foul?
That's how we deal with trauma.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, to me, it makes it sound a lot of times like a mob hit kind of in the song. So yeah, you're right there. He doesn't really, you're expecting an 18-minute song about JFK assassination to, to kind of lock the whole thing up and take care of the conspiracy theories. But maybe it leaves open more questions than answers. Which
he definitely didn't hold back there. I mean, they shot him down like a dog. And I mean, he definitely didn't hold back.
Yeah. But at that moment in time, even with the Zapruder film, and it's that, when there's a tragedy in someone's life, sometimes there's a little bit of distraction in dealing with what you have to do with the death, or there's the planning for a funeral, or there's all these other pieces that for a moment sort of take you away from that first snap. I think he just picked a very interesting symbol to go back and say, I'm going to write a song about this. Because and that's something, we don't know when he wrote this song, but it seems like I'm going to use this symbol as a whole kind of unraveling of America.
I remember looking some of it up, and it said people were saying anywhere from up to 8 years ago. Wow. So I'm not. I mean, that's just all the of course, in the Dylan fan base, you're going to have a lot of people guessing. So you really don't know. I mean, that's the thing. It doesn't indicate anywhere in the liner notes when this was recorded. I'm guessing maybe just a couple years ago before it was released. Yeah. Because Dylan always seems to be ahead of the game in terms of
throughout the whole album.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I had to decipher it all because, a lot of it was the Kennedy assassination in the beginning, and then all of a sudden he mentions Wolfman Jack and a couple other references. Yeah. Well, he actually does that in several of the songs on the album. But
Yeah. When he gets to the album, you see where the two things kind of intersect, but
pop culture.
But the Wolfman Jack that's the demarcation.
It comes off like making it sound like American Pie a little bit. That's for some. I read some things people were comparing the two in some ways.
Right. Well,
with all the references. I
Yeah,
mean,
well,
you know.
but it wasn't, it was telling this story, and I go, is he just going to make a story about there's a lot of people that shot Kennedy?
Right.
That's not going to be an
Who did
interesting
it?
song. Yeah, who did
Yeah.
it? So it starts off as a who did it, and then comes Wolfman Jack, and how he moves across to that, and then uses Wolfman Jack as this late night voice. There's this connector to everything else, as though Wolfman Jack is the center, this beacon, or this all this information is going to go out. Him calling out in the night, and it could be any of these songs, and then here come the songs and the references to people, to pop culture, to all these different songs and just lines and pieces, and it's that montage that happens after that is where the magic of that song is, because you're sort of transported, because every person who's hearing these, some of the references they're going to get, some people you have to go look it up and say, what is this even about? Oh, this is a Scottish drum song, the last reference, and I think that's where the magic of the song starts, is with Wolfman Jack. Is people are freed up to make this sort of free associations that
it
creates a power to it.
It seems to, like, it's interesting, like it being like a Dylanologist in a way. Like when he said he wrote Rolling Stone, like Rolling Stone, he wrote it in Fever Dream, and he wrote so many pages. Like if he had done the song the way it originally was, it would have been like 15, 20 minutes at least. So it seems to me like in a way this song could have been like kind of like a fever dream, but it's way more structured. It's held together a lot better. But I love how it's just one solid work from beginning to end. And even when you think it's going to fall apart because of the music in the background, it's kind of mirrors what's going on. It's almost not there.
Yeah.
Right? It's like he could be saying this in front of an open mic somewhere, and there's just the background music.
What about you, Patrick? Did it seem like the music was sort of meandering, or did it have a form for you?
A little bit of form. I mean, at the beginning it had the soft piano and not much. The album seems to be focused mostly on his vocals, though.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I mean, there's definitely instruments there, but it seems like they're in the back.
What do you think it means?
There was a wonderful article that Gil Marcus wrote, Real Life Top 10 Stuff, about a month after it comes out. He has a couple really, really great takes about it. And the most interesting moment that he shares is that it just brought so many people back together to think about Bob Dylan, to think about a song. When is it that a song would be so important that people start talking about it? Songs aren't so important now, unfortunately. They're just fodder. They're just things that are floating through, ear candy, commercial. It's this and this is that. It doesn't hit people in the heart. Well, for a little moment in time, everybody was trying to figure, what's this song about? What are all these references? And he said it was almost like a campfire. It was like a national campfire where Dylan turns this thing out. And for this little moment in time, the people who value who he is got together and just sat around the campfire and started telling what they thought it meant. And there's no two people on the planet are going to be able to say what this song means entirely.
And that's great art, because sometimes you funnel yourself through the art, and then that's a reflection of you, ultimately.
Alrighty, Chris. The time machine's been working pretty well lately, so I think we should let's just take it for a spin, shall we? I'm Morst, and welcome to the Time Machine. This is where we go back in time using digital recording equipment to play back things from other times for ourselves, now. So now I'd like to have you go back in time with us, and we're going to go to 3 different shows from 2 different venues in Madison, Wisconsin, where I used to live. And the first one's going to be the GOURDS at the High Noon Saloon. The second one's going to be Moon Alice at the High Noon Saloon in Madison. And the third one is going to be Kevin Tex Tubb over at Luther's Blues in Madison. Now, I don't know much about the GOURDS, but they're from Austin, and they jam out pretty good. They're going to play a Dylan song for us here called Oh Sister, and I think you'll enjoy it.
I met some really nice people in Milwaukee last night, Nicole and Alex, and Nicole's brother Pat came in and I said, would you do a song for my sister? All those small world moments. There's probably a lot of sisters in the audience, right? Sister, when I come to lie in your arms, you should not treat me like a stranger. Our father would not like the way that you act, and you must realize the danger. Oh, sister, am I not a brother to you? And why deserving of affection? And is our purpose not the same on this earth? To love and follow His direction. Oh, sister, when I come to knock on your door, don't turn away to create sorrow. Time is an ocean, but it ends at the shore. You may not see me tomorrow. Oh, sister, when I come to knock down your door, don't turn away to create sorrow. Time is an ocean, but it ends at the shore. You will not see me tomorrow.
Moon Alice is a bit of an all-star group. Band leader Roger McNamee has some really great backing musicians, and I'm not going to name them, and you can go look it up, but Moon Alice is really good. They're going to rip a You Ain't Going Nowhere here, and I'm afraid we're going to have to fade it out because it just seems to go into the other one or something like that.
Clouds so swell, the rain won't lift, the gate won't close, the railings froze. Get your mind off winter time, you ain't gone nowhere. Ooh, right behind, tomorrow's the day that my bride's gonna come. Oh, we gonna fly down in the easy chair. I don't care how many littles they sound. The morning came and the morning went. Pick up your money and pack up your town, 'cause you ain't going nowhere. Ooh, right behind, tomorrow's the day that my bride's gonna come. Whoa, we gonna fly down in the easy chair. Buy me a flute and a gun that shoots, tailgates and substitutes. Strap yourself to a tree with roots, 'cause you ain't going nowhere. Ooh, right behind, tomorrow's the day that my bride's gonna come. Whoa, whoa, we gonna fly down in the easy chair. Mary Celeste. Genghis Khan, he could not keep all his kinks supplied with sleep. We'll climb that mountain no matter how steep, when we get up to it. Oh, yeah, right behind, tomorrow's the day that my bride's gonna come. Whoa, we gonna fly down in the easy chair.
You probably never heard of Kevin Tex Tubb, but I believe he is related to legendary Texas troubadour Ernest Tubb. And Tex is a big Dylan fan. I met Tex, I think I met him when he was in line to go see Bob Dylan. And he gets there really early so he can sit close. And when he performs tribute to Bob Dylan, which he does every year for Bob Dylan's birthday, Kevin really nails it. And I think you're going to enjoy his version of Isis Meets Silvio.
take my future on a hell of a path. Looks like tomorrow is a coming on fast. Ain't complaining about what I got. Seen better times, but who has not? Silvio, silver and gold. Wanna bow back the beat of a hot grown cold. Silvio, I gotta go. I'm gonna find out something only dead man know. Says the next day's rolling stone. When I go knocking, don't you throw me no bone. I'm a double even looking for a home. If you don't like it, you can leave me alone. I can snap my fingers and start up the rain. From a clear blue sky, I'll turn it off again. Stroke your body and relieve your pain. I can chime the whistle of an evening train. Silvio, silver and gold. Wanna buy back the beat of a hot grown cold. Silvio, I gotta go. Gonna find out something only dead men know. Gonna sing it loud, gonna sing it strong. Yeah, I'm gonna sing loud, sing it strong. Let the echo decide if I was right or wrong. Silvio, silver and gold. Wanna buy back the beat of a hot grown cold. Silvio, I gotta go. Gonna find out something only dead man know.
Well, if we all made it back, I think the time machine has really proven itself. I don't know if we're going to take it for a spin to too many other places all at once next time, but I hope you enjoyed this time, or last time. So we'll see you next time, here on the Time Machine. Thank you for enjoying this blurb rap. Blurb rap, blurb rap.
Sun came up this morning and I'm fading away. Last night as big as life, growing faint in the day. Growing faint in the day. I left the window open. Is there a songbird in me? Pretty bird, won't you sing for me? Before we disappear, you can be a stranger in your own land. You can be a stranger on your own. Television is hazy. Turn the rabbit ears. Throw the courthouse open wide. Take the souvenirs. You can be a stranger.
the city square amid the booze and cheers. Something wrong about what I said. You know it didn't ring clear. It didn't ring clear. You can be a stranger in your own land. You can be a stranger on your own. Shining across the night of tears. I hear the wind on the silent streets, music to my ears, music to my ears. I leave the window open. Is there a songbird near? Pretty bird wants to sing for me disappear, before we disappear. You can be a stranger in your own land. You can be a stranger in your own land. Oh, you can be a stranger in your own land. You can be a stranger on your own.
All right. I've never played this song live before, but it's the first little piece of music on my record Palm Hands that I put out a couple years ago. I don't know what the hell it's going to sound like with an acoustic guitar, but we're going to find out. And this goes out to all you Californians because it's all about here.
So California.
Here on the edge of the continent, horizontal gravity draws destitutes and dreamers and the trust fund bourgeoisie. Between the silent San Andreas threat and the gray-green smoggy gloom, the surface up, the chips are down on the dark side of my room.
Oh yeah, Johnny.
Yeah, the surface up, but the chips are down on the dark side